In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on November 10, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. San Francisco 49ers versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A National Football Conference matchup featuring 2 4-win teams will take place on Sunday afternoon when the San Francisco 49ers go head-to-head with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These teams last met in Week 11 of the previous season, where the 49ers claimed a decisive 27-14 victory on their home turf. Entering this game, the 49ers are well-rested, coming off their bye week, while Tampa Bay is coming off a hard-fought Monday night game against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buccaneers battled bravely in that contest, forcing overtime but ultimately falling 30-24. Despite the loss, they managed to cover the 8.5-point spread as road underdogs, showing resilience on the road. The San Francisco 49ers are set to travel to the East Coast for their showdown with the Buccaneers, and expectations are high for a strong performance from the visiting team. The 49ers have had a challenging season due to injuries to several key players, notably running back Christian McCaffrey, wide receiver Deebo Samuel, and wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, with Ayuk out for the remainder of the season. However, there is some hope on the injury front as McCaffrey returned to practice in a limited capacity on Wednesday, raising the possibility that he could suit up on Sunday. If McCaffrey is indeed able to play, the 49ers have a good chance of winning by a margin of at least 10 points. Historically, the 49ers have performed well after a bye week, with head coach Kyle Shanahan's squad boasting a 4-1 record in their last 5 games following a week off. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay enters this game after a taxing overtime defeat against Kansas City, and there's a sense that the Buccaneers may be starting to lose momentum. The Buccaneers are dealing with injury woes of their own, most notably with wide receiver Chris Godwin sidelined for the season due to an ankle injury sustained 2 weeks ago. Additionally, star receiver Mike Evans remains uncertain for Sunday's game as he continues to nurse a lingering hamstring issue and missed Wednesday's practice. Other receiving options, such as Jalen McMillan and Sterling Shepard, were also absent from practice, further limiting Tampa Bay's offensive options. Quarterback Baker Mayfield may find himself struggling for reliable targets on Sunday, with tight end Cade Otton emerging as one of the few consistent options in the passing game. Even running back Bucky Irving, who was a limited participant on Wednesday, may not be at full strength. Despite their determined comeback effort against Kansas City, which took the game to overtime, the Buccaneers ultimately fell short and have now dropped 3 consecutive games, each by an average of 7 points. This game is critical for both teams as they enter must-win territory to keep their playoff hopes alive. However, the Buccaneers' path to the postseason appears more difficult than the 49ers, especially after dropping both of their games against the division rival Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, San Francisco's quarterback Brock Purdy has found success traveling to the East Coast, holding a career record of 4-1 in such games with an impressive average margin of victory of 23.5 points in those wins. As the 49ers face a challenging schedule ahead, with games against the Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions, and Green Bay Packers, this matchup with Tampa Bay feels crucial to securing a victory and maintaining playoff positioning. San Francisco's defense has been dominant this season, and while Tampa Bay has shown flashes of offensive prowess, the absence of key players like Godwin and possibly Evans raises concerns about their ability to keep up with the 49ers. Although the Buccaneers have managed to score consistently, there is a limit to how effective their offense can be when so many of their top playmakers are sidelined. San Francisco's defense is unlikely to let the Buccaneers off easily, making the San Francisco 49ers to win and cover the spread as favorites are full game side pick. Tampa Bay's defense has struggled this season, currently ranked 27th in the league, and they entered this game off a grueling Monday night battle against the Chiefs, facing injuries at multiple positions. The Buccaneers have lost 3 consecutive games, despite scoring at least 24 points in each contest. Although their offense has shown it can move the ball, their defense has had difficulty getting key stops, which has led to the Buccaneers consistently hitting the over in their last 6 games. Head coach Kyle Shanahan, known for his offensive expertise, has previously helped quarterbacks like Colin Kaepernick and Matt Ryan reach new heights, and he's doing something similar with Brock Purdy, turning the once overlooked draft pick into a rising star in one of the league's most storied franchises. With the added advantage of an extra week to prepare, Shanahan is likely to design an offensive game plan that exploits the weaknesses in Tampa Bay's defense, regardless of whether McCaffrey is ready to play. Both the 49ers and Buccaneers have been high-scoring teams this season, with San Francisco holding a 5-3 record on the over/under and Tampa Bay posting an impressive 7-2, including a 4-1 mark in home games. Even with Mayfield facing challenges due to a depleted receiving core, there's still enough offensive talent on both sides to push the score past the projected total. The Buccaneers, in particular, have been buoyed by the recent performance of tight end Cade Otton, who has stepped up amid injuries to other receivers, recording 25 catches for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns over the past 3 games. His contributions have kept the Buccaneers' offense competitive, even though they ended each of those games in defeat. With Tampa Bay ranking 5th in the league in points per game at 28.8 and San Francisco close behind in 7th at 26.3, over the projected total is our full game total PSIC. New England Patriots versus Chicago Bears. On Sunday afternoon, the New England Patriots will travel to Soldier Field for a challenging road game against the Chicago Bears. The Patriots, who hold a disappointing 2-7 record, are coming off a tough loss to the Tennessee Titans last week. Meanwhile, the Bears, sitting at an even 4-4, suffered a lopsided defeat against the Arizona Cardinals, adding extra motivation to rebound in front of their home crowd. Last week, the Bears had a rough outing, struggling significantly against the Arizona Cardinals and ultimately losing by a 20-point margin. They allowed Arizona to break open another big play just before halftime, compounding their frustrations. Fortunately for Chicago, they now face a New England squad deep in a rebuilding phase and ranked at the bottom of the league in total yards per game. On the road, the Patriots have been particularly ineffective, averaging only 247 yards per game. Their passing game has been especially problematic, ranking last in the NFL. While New England remains hopeful about rookie quarterback Drake May's potential, he lacks dependable receiving targets to make a meaningful impact. This season, the Bears have not only secured wins but also covered the spread against the Titans, Panthers, and Jaguars, all struggling teams. Facing another underperforming opponent, the Bears are expected to stifle New England's attempts on offense. Moreover, Chicago has been impressive at home, boasting an undefeated record and a flawless performance against the spread. This matchup seems likely to extend that trend, as Chicago is well positioned to win the turnover battle, a crucial factor that can help secure a comfortable victory by pulling ahead in the second half. The Patriots' passing attack has been among the league's weakest, and Chicago's defense thrives in situations that create pressure on opposing quarterbacks. New England can expect a steady stream of sacks, forced turnovers, and incomplete passes. At home, the Bears average 30 points per game, a pace New England has little chance of matching. So the Chicago Bears to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Patriots currently rank near the bottom of the league in nearly every offensive category, putting them at a disadvantage against a quietly effective Bears defense. Chicago has limited opposing teams to an average of 191 passing yards per game, which ranks 8th best in the NFL. Additionally, the Bears defense excels on third down, allowing opponents to convert just 33% of attempts, the 6th best rate league-wide. On offense, however, the Bears have struggled as well, converting only 31% of their own third downs, putting them 31st in the league. Given these numbers, this game could turn into a scrappy, low-scoring battle with both teams likely to struggle to gain yardage or maintain momentum. The Bears have been solid at home this season and are expected to put forth a strong defensive showing on Sunday against a Patriots offense that has been largely ineffective. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Vikings versus Jacksonville Jaguars. The Minnesota Vikings will head south this Sunday as they travel to Florida for an inter-conference matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Vikings, coming off a morale-boosting win over the Indianapolis Colts at home last Sunday night, ended a 2-game losing streak and are looking to build on that momentum. The Jaguars, in contrast, are struggling with a disappointing 2-7 record after their latest loss, a close 28-23 defeat against the Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams are aiming to finish finish strong as they enter this weekend's contest, albeit with very different objectives in mind. This betting line is unexpectedly low considering that these two teams appear to be on opposite trajectories this season. The Vikings are in the thick of the National Football Conference North race, battling for a top playoff spot, while the Jaguars sit in last place in the American Football Conference South and are likely headed for a significant offseason rebuild that could see changes in the coaching staff. Led by quarterback Sam Darnold, the Vikings are well positioned to exploit one of the NFL's most vulnerable pass defenses on Sunday. Jacksonville ranks 31st in pass defense and is last in the league in allowing explosive plays, which should play right into Minnesota's hands. Expect the Vikings to look for deep connections with star receiver Justin Jefferson, forcing the Jaguars to adjust their coverage and potentially leaving openings for other receivers and Minnesota's tight ends. Though Minnesota's pass defense has its own weaknesses, ranking in the lower half of the league, Jacksonville's offense may struggle to capitalize as injuries have impacted their receiving core, and they are currently ranked 17th in passing offense. The Jaguars' 31st ranked defense will face a serious challenge this weekend as Minnesota aims to return to the high-performance form that had them start the season at 5-0. Minnesota's offensive balance, anchored by Darnold's impressive 70% completion rate, provides them with an edge in sustaining drives and consistently moving the chains. With explosive playmakers like Jefferson and standout rookie Jordan Addison, the Vikings excel in creating mismatches on both short and deep roads, which allows them to control the game tempo and exploit defensive gaps. Jacksonville's defense has had a difficult time containing big plays and has shown weaknesses in both its secondary and red zone defense. Given these factors, so the Minnesota Vikings to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Jaguars have struggled in recent weeks, losing 3 of their last 4 games while surrendering an average of 31 points per game in those losses. Minnesota's potent offense, which ranks 8th in the NFL in scoring, should have a strong opportunity to capitalize on Jacksonville's defensive lapses. On the flip side, the Vikings have also allowed 29 or more points in 3 of their past 5 games, including both of their recent losses. Red zone defense has been a challenge for Minnesota as they currently rank 23rd in that area, though even that number stands ahead of Jacksonville, which ranks near the bottom at 31st. Once either team's opponent reaches the red zone, both defenses are more likely to give up a touchdown than force a field goal attempt. Minnesota's offense has excelled at converting opportunities in the red zone, thanks to their accuracy and the diversity in their play calling. In contrast, Jacksonville's red zone defense has struggled to prevent conversions, making them vulnerable to quick scores against efficient offenses like the Vikings. The combination of Minnesota's high red zone efficiency and Jacksonville's difficulties in preventing red zone scores suggests that a high-scoring game is likely. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.